The movie opens at a serene lake nestled in a quaint village bustling with people engrossed in their daily routines. A father is determined to keep his son amused and takes him for a swim. The duo seems to be having a gala time until the father suddenly disappears from the surface and the water turns a gruesome red. The village is in a state of chaos as they discover that a monstrous creature in the lake has devoured the poor man. Just when things couldn't get any worse, a mysterious male monk named Monk Sandy arrives in the village claiming to be a demon slayer. The villagers are skeptical about his intentions but desperate for a savior. The monk performs some bizarre rituals and finally slays a giant stingray, proclaiming it to be the vicious lake monster responsible for the recent attacks. The villagers heave a sigh of relief as their village is now deemed safe from the wrath of the monster. Soon after, a young man named Chen Xuanzong arrives on the scene, claiming that the supposed lake demon is still at large and the stingray was not the true culprit. But Monk Sandy, who felt his authority challenged, dismisses Xuanzong's claims and even goes to the extent of tying him up to shut him up. The villagers, oblivious to the brewing danger, continue to frolic in the lake, believing that the beast has been vanquished. But they soon realize their mistake when a monstrous creature approaches, snatching and devouring the unsuspecting swimmers. Xuanzong, still bound, desperately tries to warn the villagers, but they pay no heed. Panic and chaos ensue, and the survivors make a run for the mainland, only to find out that the demon can ensnare prey even there. The only recourse left for them is to stay put and remain silent, as Xuanzong had suggested. The plan seems to work, but then a little girl, in a moment of terror, breaks the silence, alerting the demon to their location. In a desperate attempt to save her child from the demon's grasp, a mother plunges into the lake. The demon reveals itself, terrifying everyone with its monstrous form. To make matters worse, a baby is also in danger of falling into the water. Xuanzong manages to break free from his bonds and rushes to save the infant. The demon becomes ensnared in a bridge, providing an opportunity for Xuanzong to finally defeat it. However, the demon's massive size makes it impossible for anyone to haul it ashore. Just when all hope seems lost, a heavyset woman steps forward and miraculously throws the demon onto the shore. As the demon weakens on land, the villagers attempt to attack it with various weapons. However, Xuanzong pleads with them to give him a chance to fulfill his duty as a demon exterminator. He begins to prepare a ritual, which surprisingly consists of children's songs. Despite its ridiculousness, Xuanzong performs the ritual, hoping it will work. Unfortunately, it has no effect on the demon, and it becomes enraged and attacks him. Just when all hope seems lost, a woman named Bai Xiaojie, an expert demon exterminator, arrives on the scene. She quickly defeats the demon with her skills and seals it in her magic bag. Xiaojie was eager to confirm if Xuanzong was indeed a demon slayer. To prove his worth, Xuanzong showed her his ritual book, which contained a collection of nursery rhymes that he believed could turn demons into good beings. Despite his efforts, Xiaojie remained skeptical. Feeling dejected, Xuanzong sought guidance from his teacher, Master Cheng Sihan. Xuanzong recounted his failure to convince Xiaojie, but Master Cheng shared a heartbreaking story that shed light on the nature of demons. Master Cheng revealed that the river demon that Xuanzong had encountered was once a kind-hearted human being. The demon had become consumed with hatred after being wrongfully accused of kidnapping and subsequently killed by the villagers. In a fit of rage, his soul turned into a demon seeking revenge. Xuanzong was feeling uncertain about the children's songbook method he had been taught by his teacher after his recent failure. He began to think that it might be more effective to simply exterminate demons like any other demon exterminator would. However, Master Cheng reminded him that killing was not the best approach. Instead, eliminating evil and nurturing goodness was the key to success. Master Cheng encouraged Xuanzong, who had grown increasingly frustrated. Meanwhile, two teenagers found themselves at a restaurant located in the heart of the forest. The friendly waiter showed them an extensive menu, featuring dozens of succulent pork roasts. After presenting the menu, the waiter introduced them to his boss, a stunningly attractive man. As soon as the handsome man spoke, the two young men realized that something was very wrong. They quickly attempted to escape, but it was too late. They discovered that the dozens of pork roasts they had been served were actually made from human bodies. Meanwhile, Xuanzong arrived at the same restaurant, where he saw other diners enjoying their meals. However, as a seasoned demon exterminator with psychic abilities, he could see the gruesome truth that the restaurant was littered with corpses. When the waiter presented the roast pork menu to Xuanzong, he immediately recognized that the meat was human flesh. Xuanzong then revealed that he was a demon exterminator, and he promptly ended the charade by attacking the waiter. However, the waiter turned out to be a powerful demon, and Xuanzong struggled to defeat him. Fortunately, Xiaojie arrived on the scene. Having previously slain a demon in a village lake, she effortlessly took on the demons at the restaurant. Despite being outnumbered, she gained the upper hand by using her bracelet as a weapon to vanquish the demons. But even after defeating the demons, Xiaojie still had to face the boss of the demon army, who was just as strong as her. After several intense exchanges, the demon revealed its true form as the incarnation of the boar demon. Xiaojie and Xuanzong encountered a demon disguised as a restaurant owner who served human flesh, who almost defeated Xiaojie with his powerful weapon. Xiao Jie came up with a plan to defeat the demon by having Xuanzang kiss him to transfer the demon's spirit into Xuanzang's body. Xiao Jie then kissed Xuanzang to transfer the demon's spirit into her magic bag, but the demon was too strong and destroyed the bag. They escaped the collapsing restaurant and arrived at a river where Xiao Jie asked Xuanzang to press the wound on her chest. She then asked him to kiss her, but Xuanzang refused, and he left. The next day, Xuanzang returned to Master Chen with a burning question about the powerful boar demon. Eager to learn more, he begged Master Chen to share his knowledge of the demon's power. And so, the master began to recount the story of the boar demon. Long ago, the demon was a kind-hearted man named Gong. Despite his ugly appearance, he managed to marry the love of his life. But one day, he caught his wife having an affair with a handsome man, and in a fit of rage, he killed the man with an earthen fork. Consumed by hatred, Gong transformed into a boar demon and swore to kill anyone he crossed paths with. Horrified by this tale, Xuanzang implored Master Chen to help him defeat the monstrous boar demon. But the busy master refused, leaving Xuanzang to seek help elsewhere. Master Chen suggested that he turn to Sun Wukong, the monkey Sakti who had been imprisoned under Five-Finger Mountain for 500 years by the great Buddha for defying the rules of heaven. As Xuanzang prepared to depart on his mission to seek help from Sun Wukong, cautioning him to be careful. To ease Wukong's heart, Master Cheng also gave Xuanzang a children's songbook to bring along. Despite the warning, Xuanzang was determined to reach Sun Wukong and set out on his journey. But in the forest, he was ensnared by a trap and found himself unable to escape. Suddenly, a group of strangers appeared with a carriage, the very ones who had laid the trap. These people claimed to be from the west and were tasked with hunting and killing demons, as well as anyone who opposed them. Xuanzang soon realized that they were a dangerous gang, as they had also taken several prisoners on the carriage with them. As the gang interrogated their prisoners, Xuanzang trembled with fear, knowing that if they discovered he was a demon exterminator, he would surely be executed. But then, a quick-thinking woman named Xiao Jie came to his rescue, claiming that they were just a bickering couple who had gotten lost in the forest. To prove it, the gang demanded that they engage in sexual relations. Xiao Jie was all too eager to comply, but Xuanzang, being a monk, hesitated. As the pressure mounted, he was on the brink of giving in until he realized that the gun in Xiao Jie's hand was nothing but a toy. She had only been pretending to save him. Overcome with emotion, Xiao Jie confessed that she loved Xuanzang and wanted to marry him, have children, and live happily ever after. But Xuanzang was steadfast in his devotion to the great Buddha, refusing her advances and continuing on his quest for enlightenment. Xiao Jie was devastated by Xuanzang's betrayal, so she took revenge by beating him up and locking him away. But their fight was interrupted by Gong, a vicious pig demon who wanted to kill them both. Xiao Jie decided to sacrifice herself by crashing the train into the demon, but Xuanzang was left worried and regretful after seeing her badly injured. However, Xiao Jie was only pretending to be hurt, as she knew that Xuanzang was not truly remorseful for his actions. Just as they thought they were safe, Gong returned and was ready to attack again. Fortunately, a fierce warrior appeared who was able to match Gong's strength and make him flee. But the peace was short-lived as two more demon hunters arrived, an old man and a sword knight, who didn't seem to like each other very much. Despite their impressive powers, all three of them were more concerned with their own popularity than actually helping people. Fed up with the bickering, Xuanzang decided to continue his journey alone. Xiao Jie begged to join him, but he refused and blamed her for hindering his mission. A heartbroken Xiao Jie destroyed Xuanzang's nursery rhyme book and physically attacked him, but he remained steadfast in his decision to leave alone. After a challenging journey, Xuanzang finally arrived at Five-Finger Mountain, determined to find the great Buddha statue his teacher had described. Climbing the treacherous cliff, he reached the top and was greeted by a breathtaking sight of lotus flowers. One flower stood out from the rest, and Xuanzang correctly guessed that it was the place where Sun Wukong, the demon he was seeking, was imprisoned. Contrary to his expectations, Wukong was friendly and had shed his former hatred. He offered to help Xuanzang tame the demon pig Gong and directed him to a talisman in the sacred fire spell. However, Xuanzang was cautious and realized that the talisman was a trick to protect Wukong from the Buddha's power. When he confronted Wukong, the demon's true nature emerged, and he tried to escape. Xuanzang suggested that if Wukong helped him tame the pig demon, it would nurture goodness in his soul, allowing him to leave his imprisonment someday. Despite initially declining, Wukong changed his mind after Xuanzang offered him a banana. Wukong revealed that the pig demon was attracted to women dancing in the moonlight, but they didn't have any women with them. That was until Xiao Jie, who had been secretly following Xuanzang out of concern, arrived on the scene. Although Xuanzang wasn't thrilled with her presence, he had no choice but to ask for her help. However, Xiao Jie didn't know how to dance, so Wukong stepped in to teach her. With some practice, Xiao Jie learned the moves and was ready to lure the pig demon. Let me tell you a story about Xiao Jie and Xuanzang. One beautiful night, Xiao Jie danced gracefully under the moonlight to Xuanzang's enchanting music. As he watched her dance, he realized that she was not the bad person he had previously thought and regretted his harsh words towards her. However, their peaceful moment was interrupted by the arrival of a demon pig. Fortunately, Wukong, a skilled magician, was able to transform the demon pig into a cute little pig, allowing Xiao Jie to put it into her magic bag. After the ordeal was over, Xiao Jie took the opportunity to express her love to Xuanzang once again by giving him a ring as a token of her affection. But Xuanzang, who was determined to become a monk, refused her love and even went to the extent of destroying his own finger. This broke Xiao Jie's heart, and she finally realized that her love was unrequited. Despite her disappointment, she accepted that Xuanzang would never reciprocate her feelings. As the group was about to part ways, Wukong mentioned that he hadn't seen the beautiful moonlight in ages because it was blocked by a white lotus. Being a compassionate person, Xuanzang decided to help and pulled out the lotus. But little did he know that it was the seal that was keeping Wukong imprisoned. The place began to crumble, and Wukong, now free, revealed his true form and intended to kill Xuanzang as revenge. In a desperate attempt, Xuanzang prayed to Buddha, which only fueled Wukong's anger. Wukong then proceeded to torture Xuanzang by forcibly removing all his hair, leaving him bald. As if things couldn't get any worse, 3 arrogant demon exterminators arrived on the scene: the Beast Knight, the Foot Knight, and the Sword Knight. Initially underestimated due to his small stature, Wukong was challenged by the Beast Knight. But to everyone's surprise, Wukong easily defeated him and even devoured him alive. The Foot Knight then stepped forward with his giant footsteps, but Wukong's body was too hard, causing the knight's feet to hollow out. The Sword Knight then came forward with his box of small swords, which he chanted a spell on, turning them into one large, sharp sword that shot straight towards Wukong. In an attempt to catch the sword, Wukong was thrown into the air, allowing the Sword Knight to take advantage and attack him relentlessly with all his swords. After defeating the 3 arrogant demon exterminators, Wukong continued his rage and turned to Xuanzang, ready to finish him off. But just as Wukong was about to strike, Xiao Jie appeared and bravely challenged him to a fight. Their strengths, however, were vastly different, and Wukong dealt Xiao Jie a fatal blow that took her life. With her last breath, Xiao Jie professed her love for Xuanzang, and to everyone's surprise, Xuanzang finally admitted that he had been in love with Xiao Jie all along. In a dramatic turn of events, Xuanzang finally granted Xiao Jie's long-awaited kiss. As he leaned in to fulfill her desire, he couldn't help but glance at the children's songbook she had lovingly prepared for him. As he read through the pages, he felt a surge of healing energy wash over him, and he was enveloped by the radiant light of the Buddha. His prayers were answered as the once-destroyed statue of the Buddha miraculously rose from the ground. However, their moment of joy was short-lived as the mischievous Wukong appeared on the scene. With one swift blow, he destroyed the Buddha statue, sending shockwaves through the air. The great Buddha himself couldn't tolerate this act of disrespect and descended from the heavens, unleashing his powerful Buddha hand on Wukong. Despite his best efforts to resist the force, Wukong was no match for the great Buddha's might. As he struggled to withstand the attack, he was transformed into his giant ape form. But even as a great ape, he was powerless against such a devastating force. The scene shifts to a tranquil meadow where a traumatized Wukong is grappling with the aftermath of his recent encounter. As he tries to make sense of what happened, Xuanzang appears, offering a calming presence and a path forward. Moved by his kindness, Wukong pledges to become Xuanzang's disciple. Meanwhile, Xuanzang presents Xiao Jie with a special gift, a bracelet that he has magically transformed into a crown, a symbol of her grace and nobility. In a surprising turn of events, Master Cheng, recognizing Xuanzang's spiritual potential, entrusts him with a crucial mission to journey to the west and retrieve the sacred scriptures that will alleviate human suffering. Knowing the dangers that lie ahead, Xuanzang sets out with his 3 devoted disciples, the fish demon, Wukong, and the pig demon by his side. The moral message that can be learned from this movie is sometimes the most unlikely things can bring about a positive change. In this story, it was the simple act of offering a banana that led to Wukong changing his mind and helping Xuanzang. It reminds us that we should never underestimate the power of small actions, as they can sometimes have a significant impact. It also teaches us that sometimes forgiveness and redemption can be found even in the most unlikely of places.